Hello, it's Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. Today I have 3 replays to show you in the brand new Tier 7 British heavy tank, the Churchill Tier 7 AVR. This is a brand new Tier 7 premium tank which was released today. Now what I'm going to do is, before we get into the 3 replays I've got to show you, I'll briefly go over the tank and then we'll explain the tank more as the video progresses. So firstly, what is it? It's a Tier 7, it's basically a Churchill, which is like the Tier 6 Churchill armour at Tier 7. So essentially most tanks are going to pen you. You know, pretty much even Tier 7s, Tier 6 are not going to struggle to penetrate your armour. Maybe the Tier 5 tanks, you know, you might be able to bounce some shots off, but mostly your armour is going to be pretty ineffective. It has a derp. But before you get, you know, unlike, I know it's got the AVR name, but it's not nowhere near as like broken as the, you know, the Tier 10 Centurion AVR. It basically has 760 alpha on the standard rounds, which, you know, if you're petting those shots, it's great. You're going to pick up a lot of damage. But with only, I think it's got a penetration value of 120, and then on the premium rounds you've got 155 penetration with 600 alpha, and then you've got around about an 18-second reload. The gun is very derpy, very inaccurate, and it's got a big aim time, so you know you need to aim those shots in if you want to hit them. But like I say, I know it's got the AVR name, and it's, you know, the AVR is a broken tank, which really the majority of people don't like playing against. This Churchill, you know, tier to tier, to be honest with you, the tank isn't really that good. It does still have a derp, which can, you know, be annoying to play against because you're just going to constantly splash people. But it really, to be honest with you, this worst Tier 7 tanks like the Dreadnought, to be honest with you, is far better. Even the Tier 6 KV2 is probably, you know, probably better than this tank, to be honest with you. It's not a great tank. But I have got some replays to show you because effectively it's quite slow as well. You know, being a Churchill, you've got, you know, 25 kilometers an hour if you can even reach that top speed, and you're going to struggle to get to places. So, you know, sometimes the damage can get away from you, and obviously you've got that long reload as well. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get into the replay now, and then I can sort of explain. You'll see how the tank performs as the replay progresses. Okay, so here we are for the first map on Vineyards, and if you want to see the equipment and crew I used, and that will be at the bottom of the screen now. Now we are top tier in this replay. There's 2 enemy fun police, and it is an encounter battle. So we are going to start to head towards the cap circle because there's 2 artilleries in places, and I don't really want to play the hill on the far side just because the artillery is going to constantly be able to shoot us, as well as the fact that this tank is quite slow. So if something did happen and an enemy team did decide to all go in the cap circle, I did want to be in a position that I'm not going to be that far away to get the resets. You know, having said that, normally from this type of battle, a lot of people play the hill on the opposite side just because of where the spawns are. But we're going to try and get away underneath this bridge if we can, and I'm just kind of hoping I don't get detected right now because, like I say, I'm slow. I'm in the open. If I do get detected here, I could end up losing my tank. So it's not ideal, but I couldn't. Well, to be honest with you, I didn't want to take the real long route because I'm so slow and it's quite painful. So I just wanted to try and get to a position where I could start getting into the game as quickly as I can. Now there is a Tiger here, which I think, no, sorry, not a Tiger, it's a Tier 6 heavy tank, which we tried to get a derp shot in. Like I said, I was full bloom, so it's unlikely to hit. Now I do actually use the ammo swapper on this because I found that it's nice to be able to swap between the, you know, premium rounds to the slightly higher penetration for the tanks you just can't, you know, quite penetrate. But we get our first pen of the game there against a poor Tier 6 tank, and it was side on, and we did manage to pen him and completely wipe him out. A lot of the times in this tank, you know, if you're going to get a big game, it kind of relies on the enemy team just staying still long enough for you to aim and like side on, for example, so you're able to actually get the penetration shots. But we have managed to pick up 1,000 assistance straight away by spotting that hill, and we've had a decent start to this game just by getting that those detections on those tanks in the back has allowed us to pick up a bit of assistance. And we're using this bridge to keep ourselves protected from the enemy artillery pieces in the game. But we are going to start these trying to move forward now, see if we can get a bit more involved. But then we spot this enemy Polish tier 7 heavy tank coming around, and I am hoping he's going to get shot from our friendly hill. We try to get, well, we do get a shot in as he crosses. Don't full pen, but we get a splash on. Obviously, with the standard rounds, you know, you've got the higher alpha, but the less pen, so you are going to splash more with your standard rounds. And I just used the premium for tanks, which I can't quite pen with the 120 penetration, and then I might as well get the 600 alpha by using the premium rounds for the higher pen. But we do manage to shut down that 40 TP, putting us on to our second kill of the game with about 1,200 damage there, with over 1,000 assistants now and 10 tanks remaining in this game. So we're going to try and keep pushing forward to try and get to this, you know, essentially where this heavy tank is there. That's where I'm trying to look for shots. I'm just waiting to see if I'm going to get an opportunity to get any shots in. I think the rest of the damage is probably going to be towards the other side of the map, so we're going to try and move forward to this hill piece, and maybe we can get some cross shots down onto the enemy tanks. Like I say, it can be quite slow, so coming towards the end of the game, it can be quite painful, but we've managed to pick up 2,000 assistance here, so we've actually done really well with the assistance damage, spotting the enemy tanks. You know, at the start early was nice. We're going to throw away this here. We can pick up another kill. We do. We pen the shot, picking up our third kill of the game, and some more damage with 8 enemy tanks remaining, and we still have the majority of our hit points here. Now, I have found a lot of the, the 3 games I'm going to show you today, so I sort of do alright in, but there's been lots of games where it's just sort of, either the team dies too quickly before you even get into position to get any damage, or you're just against constant, well, sort of heavily tier 8 matches and there's stuff you can't pen. I haven't had many tier 9 lobbies when I've been playing this tank so far from the few games I have played it, but I have got a tier 9 lobby, so you can see what this tank is bottom tier at the end of this replay. Now, there's 7 tanks remaining. I'm just going to try and get rid of the destructible cover because I can't shoot through it with the derp gun. And we're going to try and get a shot there into the enemy stern. And we do manage to get a shot in, splashing him there, putting this onto about 1,700 damage. And I'm just trying to lose my spot to see if I can get another shot in that tank or anything on the crossing side. But at this point, I don't want to really... I want to push across, but I don't want to get caught out in the open because I do want to get closer towards the damage. But the problem being, if I get spotted in the open, it's going to be awkward, and we know there's that stern there, so I'm hoping that stern is going to get detected again, which will allow me to get another shot into the tank. He does get detected. I'm looking to see if we can squeeze a kill shot in. We're trying to lead the shot, and we do pen, picking up our 4th kill of the game, putting us under 2,000 damage. But only 4 enemy tanks are remaining now, and I suspect that I'm probably unlikely going to be able to get there before the damage has disappeared from this game, just because it's going to take us so long to travel across the map. Enemy artillery is spotted on the left hand side. He's going to get taken out long before we're able to get any damage in, and then it's just the enemy 40 TP, which I think was spotted on the right hand side of the map, but we're just going to go straight through the middle of the map and just hope that maybe we get an opportunity to get one last shot of damage into this game. Maybe we can pick up the 5th kill, but I think it's more hoping than anything now, because I suspect he's just going to get taken out before we're able to get there. You see, sort of crossing across difficult terrain. We're only going like 14 kilometers an hour here, and this one I'm talking about is quite slow and clunky to move this tank. Enemy 40 TP gets detected. Again, we're not going to be able to get over there in time. The only hope I've got of getting any more damage is if he manages to poke the ridge, and then we're able to get that shot in as he maybe goes for our friendly challenger here. And we are just going to set up to cover the challenger. So if he does poke up to go for the shot, we might be able to get a shot in. But also we don't have the best of shell velocity. I think the standard rounds got 570, and on the premium rounds we've got 685. And that brings an end to the first replay. Have a fairly right game, only a second class, 4 kills, 2,000 damage, 2,000 assistance, 4,000 combined. And let's move on to the second replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on Airfield. There is no enemy artillery, no enemy fun police in this game, and we are tier we are top tier again. So I guess airfield's not a bad map for this tank, just because it's slightly smaller, so it's not going to take us as long to get in the damage. The smaller maps are probably going to be better for this tank, and we're going to try and move over to the sort of left-hand side and see what we can do. Obviously, being no artillery in the game is going to make it life easier for ourselves. But being top tier, maybe it's good, but obviously the damage can disappear a lot quicker, and we just got to hope we can try and get any damage done before the game disappears. So we're starting to move forward, and you see a lot of the enemy team are either still on their base, or maybe starting to push down the water on the right hand side of the mini map on the right. I'm going to just try and continue this pushing forward, because I can't really change my direction too much in this tank where I'm going to go, because it just takes me a long time to get anywhere. And there is some damage in front of us, which we're hoping maybe we can try and get some shots in here. And we're in a little bit of a battle here. I think there's like 3 tanks in front, so I'm going to try and see if I can flank round on the left to see if we can get any side shots in, which will make it easier for us to penetrate, and maybe we can get a full pen in if we're lucky. I think there is an enemy J-Panther here on the right, which we're hoping to be able to get a shot in as he's distracted with our friendly team, because I haven't actually been detected, so he doesn't know I'm coming. We do get detected, and we get the side armour, which we can pen, and we pen for 762, so just slightly above an average roll there, getting a nice penetration in the game. That's what I mean, where a lot of the damage is going to mean if you're able to catch people off guard, like on the side armour, and so you're able to pen them. We're hoping to just come forward and finish off that enemy J-Panther, but he gets taken out, and now we're hoping to get a shot into this medium, but the wreck is sort of somewhat awkward, and we go for trying the penetration shot there. Unfortunately, we don't full pen there, so we do put him onto a one shot, and we're hoping he's probably likely to get taken out by my friendly team before I'm reloaded. So I'm just going to look to see if we can get a shot into this enemy tank destroyer as we're making our advance. I think the enemy medium does get shot. I get shot by the IS there, but he's using a stock gun, or either that or firing HE. We're hoping to try and get a side shot. Maybe we can pen this TD. Obviously, we've got to lead this shot because we do have quite poor shell velocity. We do hit him, we track him in place, but unfortunately we do not full pen. But we put him onto one shot, and he should get taken out by our friendly team now, putting us onto 1,400 damage. And then thankfully we've got some more tanks in front of us which we can fight. There is an enemy IS here. We swap here to the premium rounds because we want to guarantee pen him in the side. I might have been able to pen, to be honest with you, with the standard rounds there, but I didn't chance it. Maybe I should have done, because I would have got more damage. But it does put us on to just shy of 2,000 damage. And I'm just pulling back. They can't really push towards us because I have cover on the right hand side. I'm just waiting for the reload to come in. Now the IS's turret is facing full flat side onto me, so we're able to pen that, putting us on a 2,500 damage, picking up another kill with 6 enemy tanks remaining. So we're trying to push forward. There is that full health IS, which I think was stock, from earlier. So we should be able to try and get a shot into this IS. We're aiming it, well, we don't fully aim the shot, but thankfully we hit it. We just derp him there, putting us under 2,700 damage with 6 tanks remaining. We are still pretty much full health here. We're going to try and get the kill shot if we can. Unfortunately, get shut down before we're able to. We're just looking to see who has the most damage. And there is a full health T20 on the right. And I think if we can pen this T20, that's going to put us, over 3,000 damage here. So we're looking to try and get the shot into T13. And unfortunately, gets full penned by my friendly Churchill VII. And then we wasn't able to pick up that pen, which is a shame, because that would have put us on 3,500 damage at the end here. And there's only 4 tanks remaining. I'm just looking to see where can I get the damage. I'm not going to be able to get the shot into this light tank behind us. It is going to be this heavy tank. Now if I can get up here in time, he's full health, and I might be able to get a full pen in and pick up a bit of damage. Maybe if he's not facing me, I might even set him on fire. Because obviously with the more likely to, if you penetrate with the HE rounds, you've got a good chance. But unfortunately he decided that he's going to drive forward, which is going to mean I'm unlikely to be able to get the shot in, and this is probably going to be the end of my game now. So we're trying to get there. He's still fairly healthy, but then gets slapped and puts on the one shot, and that is going to be the end of the game. And I finished up with about 2,800 damage and 2 kills. And then we have the one final replay to come, which we are bottom tier, so we will be facing the tier 9. So let's move on to the final replay of this video. Okay then, so here we are for the final replay on Mali, and this is a tier 9 lobby, and there is one enemy fun police in the game, but only one enemy light tank, which is good because light tanks on a big map like this can be effective. So if you're able to get rid of them, then it can make your game a lot easier. Now I decide that I'm not going to go to the hill, mainly because I am bottom tier, and the the conquerors and tanks like that are going to absolutely butcher me so quickly. So I don't want to go to the hill. I'm going to get shot by the artillery piece as well. I'm just going to gamble going to sort of the centre of the map and hope maybe I can shoot onto the hill. There's an enemy light tank. This is the only enemy light tank in the game, so we're able to take out this light tank. It's, like I say, it's going to make our life a lot easier. Now he's pushed into a lot of tanks, so I'm suspecting that he probably is going to die. I'm going to try and move forward. I don't really want to get detected by this light tank before I get into some sort of cover. I don't want to get caught out in the open, but we're just sort of aiming at the light tank as we progress slowly forward, just in case. And he gets tracked, so we go, you know what, we're going for the shot, and we managed to derp that shot in, picking up the first kill with our first shot fired, which is always nice, and slightly about 300 assistance here. It looks like quite a few of the tanks are pushing to the hill, and I'm just going to wait to see if I can get any shots in. But the artillery shooting here, and I thought, you know what, I'm taking the gamble here. Now this is a gamble because if I get detected on this cross, then I'm dead. Really, I'm not going to make it. I will be destroyed pretty quickly. But I took an educated gamble with the fact that that light tank had died, so there's going to be less tanks available to spot, and we've got this light tank on the top of this ridge already, which is kind of where I wanted to head, which is going to sort of spot anything on the top. But thankfully I've managed to pretty much get across safely, and that's going to allow me to get into a position to just try and get shots on the tanks crossing towards the hill. So that's what we're going to do. That's our plan here. We're making an advance to try and get those shots in on the, pretty much what this light tanks do. We want to just try and derp and then just fall back. But as we kind of make our approach, there is an enemy tank destroyer on our left astern, which is full sending. He's had enough. We're going to try and track him in place. Thankfully, we track him in place, and he just gets taken out before he potentially ruins our game there. But then we get full sent by a tier 8 medium tank as well. Now he's going to die for this. There's no way he's going to live because there's so many tanks which can have shots into him. But unfortunately he's flaming us here. We do I think manage to pen that, but he sets us on fire with a flamethrower, which is going to completely ruin my tank. So not ideal for me. He did, but ultimately threw a tier 8 tank away in order to do so. Well, 2 tier 8 tanks threw their own games away to try and remove them tanks. There's never really going to be possible for them to survive that engagement. They might be able to pick up a kill, but they do get taken out. And now we're only on 400 hit points, but like I say, probably worthwhile trade for getting rid of 2 tier 8 tanks. And now we're looking to try and get some shots onto this enemy, onto the hill, at the enemy tanks on the hill. We don't really have that much as form as tanks on the hill, so it's probably likely they're going to win it. And that means they're either going to sort of camp on the hill once they win it, or they're going to continue pushing around. We don't have to worry about being capped out here because it is team destruction. Now we do look for some shots. We get spotted by this enemy waffle, which obviously we can full pen, but we are one shot to this waffle. We tried to snap one into that enemy T30, which was a potential one shot to us. Unfortunately, doesn't happen. But now I've kind of seen that they're pushing off the hill, and I don't want to get stuck in this position if they push forward towards us. And it's going to take me a while to leave this position because I don't have mobility. So I decided to leave pretty early because I don't want to get full sent by that waffle. I don't want the tanks to get to the hill where I'm looking now and shoot down on us. So I'm going to try and move around this rock to try and get out of there before that happens. And by the looks of it, it's kind of turned out to be a pretty a decent call here, because I think had I have stayed, I would have lost my tank because the waffle would have been able to lean over, get shots at me. Try a chance one on that tiger on the move. That one does not go true. Else it is full dirt and we missed that shot. but at least we've got round to sort of a little bit of cover here to protect us from that enemy waffle, which is sort of coming round in the open. But we do get detected by the enemy artillery, who's looking to get shots here. We're going to try and get a shot in before he can shoot us. He does splash us, but we do manage to get a kill with that enemy artillery though, which puts us on to 1,700 damage, and we picked up about 500 assistance. So being top tier game, it's not been too bad. Waffle comes around. We were full reloaded, so we wasn't reloaded, so we couldn't get a shot in. I don't want to push around because the waffle might even be reloaded at the time I get the shot in, and then they'll finish me off. So I'm hoping to pull all the way back, and we do get the shot in, and thankfully my friendly Tier 7 tank destroyer with me also hits his shot, so we're able to double tap that waffle before he's able to take either of us out, putting us into about 2,500 damage and 800 assistance, with 6 tanks remaining, which shortly goes down to 4 tanks. Now thankfully the artillery is dead. They've got no enemy light tanks, but they do still have a few tier 10s, a few tier 9s. They've got a Conquerors, a T30 I believe, and a Sturv K. A lot of the heavy tanks have kind of pushed around the back of the map, but I'm pretty sure the T30 might still be on the hill, because obviously it's a tank destroyer. It's probably going to be trying to cover, and it's not the quickest of tanks. But we're going to try and use this sort of ridge to keep ourselves shielded from that tank as we try and progress forward. Looking to see if anything gets detected. It looks like an M103 is moving into the middle of the map, and I want to try and look for a shot on this tank, but obviously bear in mind we are one shot, and it is a pretty close game still. We want to be a little bit careful, but we're looking to try and squeeze in a shot while trying to keep ourselves protected if we possibly can do so. Now we're getting targeted, and I'm thinking, is this M103? And then we get shot from the hill, and that was lucky because that was the enemy T30, and we were certainly one shot, but I think it gets absorbed in our tracks there. And yeah, we get away with that. We get away with one there. The M03 gets taken out. We're looking to try and derp this T30. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off for us, that shot, but at least we're kind of protected. It's just that Sturv K, which is on the opposite side of the map, which I have no idea how much hit points that Sturv K has right now. But we're looking to try and finish off this enemy T30. I need him to get detected. I can't really push out of this location now because it will take us out. We try and finish him off with the derp shell. We do hit him, but we just don't roll high enough on the splash to take him out. But we do put him on a pretty much definite one shot for us now. We're able to derp him again, and then we can probably pick up a kill. Enemy Sturv K also gets taken out, and then this T30 gets taken out by our friendly G-Saw, I believe. Bringing this an end to the video, picking up sort of 2 kills, 2,500 damage, 1,000 assistance, so not a bad game for being bottom tier. Now, do I think this tank's worth it? I mean, in my opinion, it's about 6,000 gold. I don't think it is. There's better tanks. There's better tier 7s out there, if I'm honest. Like I say, you could just play the Tech Tree KB2, and it's probably better than this tank anyway. And yeah, the Dreadnought is far better tank at tier 7. But that is it for the replay, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight.